Oh, I got a little ant on me. But what's up, gang? So, y'all, so I just got back home working right now. I'm just making this video really short, but I had like a really, not even a weird nudge, but I went to my room and something just told me to like look out the window, and I did, y'all. And my hazard lights, they were on this whole time, and I've been home for like an hour. So like this whole time my hazard lights were on, and it just made me realize like a lot of times spirit gives us nudges and look out for us in ways that we don't even like see. We don't like, because spirit communicates very quietly, you know. Like I just randomly went to my room, like randomly. I don't even, now that I think about it, I don't even remember what I went in there to do, because there's nothing I need in there right now, you know. But I just randomly went in there, looked out the window, and everyone has their lights. But my hazard lights were on because for the past 2 days I have been driving in rain, and that's something I normally don't do. But when it's raining outside, if I'm out and about, I do turn on my hazard lights, and I drive like way below the speed limit. Yeah, because honestly, the way that I got my car, it actually was totaled, like completely. And that was because someone had gotten into a wreck in it, and that person got into a wreck because they hydroplaned while it was raining. So anytime I'm driving and it's raining, normally I don't, but the past 2 days I have been. But yeah, I put on my hazard lights and I drive really slow. So yeah, just for my own safety and protection and things of that nature. But today has been a really good day so far. Yeah, it's been a really good day so far. Oh yeah, I just wanted this. Oh, it's the ant on me. Hey. Okay, there it goes. Well, no, earlier I had a conversation with one of my sisters. It's a very deep conversation. I love having deep conversations that involves like personal growth and really looking at ourselves like, oh wow, like just putting the pieces together. I like conversations like that. But and one of my sisters was talking about how we attract ourselves in people. And it blew my mind because I was just taking a look at the people that I've been attracting over the years, and I'm like, I'm not like that. And a lot of times we don't see certain things about ourselves. Like something that my sister mentioned is that we may not be a certain way, but sometimes our projection, like the energy that we give off, our intentions, our inner being, it may be completely different than what it is that we actually present to people. Like something that she mentioned to me about me that I had no idea is that all my life I gave off a pretty friendly energy. I was very kind to people, things of that nature, but on the inside, very cold, very detached, you know, things of that nature. So a lot of times we like attract people that they show us a mirror of what's on the inside of us, because a lot of times we're not aware of it. So the universe like orchestrates around us a person who's just like us, but it's like they are the part of us that we hide, the part of us that we don't see, the part of us that we suppress, you know. And that just blew my mind. It blew my mind, you know, because at first when you acknowledge, like, you know how they say when you first hear the truth, it'll piss you off. You know, a lot of times the truth, we're in denial about it. Like at first I was like, I'm not like that. But then I really got to thinking like, I am kind to people, I am friendly, but on the inside, like a lot of times I am very detached. It's just I know how to be detached on the inside, but on the outside still be there, still care, and still, it's like two different realities that I live, you know. So it's like that's wild, you know. That's really wild, but that's what I like so much about like learning and talking to other people who are looking within themselves, people that like study like psychology and the mind and how we function and things of that nature. It's just that it's really pleasant, you know. It's just really pleasant. And something else that we were talking about to each other is about us taking on like different spirits. Like a lot of us, we think that we're always ourselves throughout the day. Like we think that just one spirit is inside of us. And something I was sharing with my sisters, that I saw a video on YouTube of this medium, and she was in a bar at the time. She didn't know that she was a medium. It was her first actual it was her first time actually realizing like, oh wow, that's a big ass fly. That's a big ass fly. But that was her first time realizing that she was a medium. And she was at the bar minding her business. I think she just went through a breakup or something. And out of nowhere, she started looking at people and watching different spirits hop in them while they were talking to their friends, you know. And to apply that to us, I was mentioning to my sister that sometimes I have dreams. Like I had this really strange dream, and I talked to my dad about it briefly, but I don't really think he like understood what I was saying. But I told him that I body hop whenever I'm asleep, because there was this one dream that I had. It was about this girl. She was a dancer, and I was switching perspectives. It's like I was a person in the crowd watching her dance, and then I became one of her friends who was walking her outside to her car, and then I became her making a decision, but the decision that she made, I didn't like it, so I jumped out of her and I went back to being her friend, but I was in the car behind her. Like, this shit is wild. It's wild, y'all. But I just said that to say that when we're asleep, we go other places. A lot of times we're unaware of it, but we're not just these bodies. We're a consciousness. It's wild. It's really wild. And to make that even more wild, I had another dream, and I told my sister that I think I was a fucking squirrel. And it sounds so crazy to hear, but like people don't realize, like people think when you're jumping at a squirrel or chasing a raccoon and stuff that you're just chasing an animal. But no, you're chasing an actual being. They have feelings, they have all of that, because in my dream, it's like I was a squirrel and I was so fucking terrified of human beings. Like they were coming after me, trying to get me out the tree. And I'm just like, what the fuck did I do to you? Like, what did I do to you to make you come after me like this? I was just minding my business, you know? So it's just wild. And we do body hop, and throughout the day there are different spirits that hop into us. We don't realize it though. But I was talking to my sister about like that's why it's really good for us to like stay prayed up and learn to protect our temple, you know, which is our body, our mind, and our energy field, you know, because spirits, we don't feel them, we don't see them. Some people do see and some people do feel, but for majority of humans, there is no seeing or feeling it. So whenever a new spirit hops into us, a lot of times we're unaware of it. But we think this whole time we are just ourselves. Like, we go through the day really thinking it, this is us, you know, but multiple spirits visit us. Perfect example. Let's say, for instance, if you're just chilling, right? You're minding your business, and out of nowhere, you get this spark, like an idea or a flash or something. You're like, oh, I just had an idea. Where do you think that comes from? You know, a lot of people think that's them coming up with an idea, but to come up with an idea, that means you're sitting down on paper trying to come up with something. But when something randomly overcomes you, or if it's anger that randomly overcomes you, or if it's sadness that randomly overcomes you, that's not you. Like, it's in you, so you become it, but it's not you. It's a spirit, you know, it's an energy. But yeah, that's what I was telling my sister about. It being really important that we pray for only positive spirits to be allowed in us or around us. Because people think you just transfer spirits when you have sex. And most people don't even know that. But that's why a lot of times I'm actually scared of sex. Because especially to a female, like, you, especially if he's like nutting you, like, you are receiving all his insecurities, you are receiving all his fears, you are receiving all his demons. And it's scary, you know, especially if you're not like really like spiritually strong to where you can like cast out those types of impurities and stuff like that. But prayer is just very important, keeping our energy fields clean and whatnot. Perfect example, if you take a really good girl who knows nothing about violence, she knows nothing about the street and things of that nature, and if she constantly have sex with a thug who is about violence, who is always riled up and stuff like that, after a while you're gonna start to see those traits in her. So y'all, that's why they say we have to be careful with who we have sex with. No, they may not have a disease, but they may have certain characteristics that are out of your norm. You know. So and it's not even just with sex. It can come with hugging people, having conversations with people, just being in the proximity of people, you know. So that's why I pretty much stay to myself. The only people who really have access to me, like for real, is like my family and whatever guy I end up taking serious. Like, those are the people who really only have access to me. And even sometimes I get away from my family, you know, if I feel like everything is too much for me. Right now I'm single, so I try my best to stay to myself. But you know, it's just we just have to be mindful of the energies that are around us. Yeah, and I can't even say just females, and I wish that guys were more respectful of their bodies, how women have to be, or how women are taught to be, because something that dudes don't realize is that no, they may not have an opening like us females, but their energetic field is just as precious as ours. Their magnetic field, their spirit is just as pure as ours. And with a man having sex with multiple women, it's like you are carrying with you. You know, I don't know if y'all ever heard the saying or not, but like, after like a dude eats a female's kuka or whatever, his homeboys will be like, oh, you smell like her, or you have her scent, and it's not like a stinking smell or anything, but it's like sometimes their homeboys can tell, like, oh, you've been around a female, and it's not even her perfume. Like us females, we actually give off a fume, an aroma. But what he doesn't know is that you're not only walking away with her scent or her aroma or her fumes, but you're also walking away with her energy. You're walking away with her insecurities. You're walking away with her fears, her anxieties. So let's say, for instance, if it's a guy who, which it works both ways. So you know how sometimes women are told, oh, get you a man that got money. I say get you a man that has a good spirit, who has very good qualities about him, because during sex you pick that up, you know. And I would give that advice to a guy too. Now, don't just be out here fucking, of course, but you know, it's like, if you're gonna be having sex, or if you're gonna be interacting with people, I would just say to try to see if like their energy is really good, you know, because we become whatever we lay down with. We become whatever we give a hug to. We become whatever we have conversations with. That's why I like to surround myself with people who are working on themselves. I don't need you to be perfect, but I do need you to be working on yourself and have the mentality of, okay, I'm trying to do better. But yeah, it's just very important that we interact with people who have very good energy. Now, I'm not saying that the people have to always be happy, because we all have down days where we're irritated, pissed off, sad, depressed. So not that, but what I am saying is, like, overall, the way that person carries themselves, their persona that they give off, just their overall character. You know, I would just say try to make sure that they have a good character, and make sure you yourself have a good character as well, you know, because the people around us, they become us. So it's like, if you really want the people around you to be doing good and have positive energy, make sure you're doing good. Make sure you have positive energy, you know, because we truly are contagious. We are contagious. Our energy is contagious. Our mindset is contagious. The way we carry ourselves is contagious, you know. So that's why I always strive to like better myself in many ways I most possibly can. And I like to surround myself with people who are also working on themselves. Like, we may not be perfect, you know, and everybody is learning at their own pace, but I just like to be surrounded with good energy. It's like, whoever you have a conversation with, whoever you have sex with, whoever you date, ask yourself, would you like to become them? You know, so if you're dealing with a person who's very hateful, very mean, have a very negative spirit, ask yourself, do you want to become that? You know, and if the answer is no, I strongly advise that you try to stay away from that person or create some type of distance. But a lot of times it's not that we can't create distance, but it's like, what if one of those are your parents or something like that? Which, something I will say is that negativity does not like to be around positivity long. Misery loves company. So if there are any negative people in your life, they're gonna quite naturally repel away from you. They're gonna quite naturally cling to other people that are like themselves, or that carries a residual and familiar energy. So you don't really have to worry about that. Positivity, love, light always wins. So yeah, it's just important for us to work on ourselves and surround ourselves with people that we would like to become. You know, it's like how they say a gold digger. It's like we have to be a spirit digger. Like, I'm with you because you got good vibes, you have good energy, you have a good character, you have a good personality, and I like that. I would like to embody that myself, you know. So it's like dating and hanging around people because of the energy, you know, that they give off, you know. Not so much as because of what they have, because there's a lot of people who may be wealthy, rich, who have very shitty personalities, who are very hateful and mean to people. And then you have some people who may not have much, and they're the most genuine, honest, purest, sweetest, kindest people. So that's why I say it's like not to go for the material things of a person. or what they have going on in life, but overall their mind, their personality, their spirit, the energy that they carry, would you like to carry that as well? You know, if they're very mean to people, very rude to people, would you like to become that yourself? You know, because after a while we become whatever we hang out with, you know. But yeah, that's all that I have, though. I just wanted to share that with y'all. Really, mostly like spirit giving us nudges. Cause I kid you not, I went to my room for absolutely nothing. like after I saw my hazard lights on, I was just like, why did I come in here anyway? You know, like sometimes we'll do something in this life and we have no idea why we did it, but spirit has a whole purpose behind it. Like spirit purposely whispered to me like, hey, go in your room. I don't know why I went in there, but you know, like a spirit was just trying to get my attention, like, hey, your hazard lights is on. They've been on this whole time while you was working. So here I am now. I went outside, turned them off, and I'm so grateful that I followed that nudge. So if spirit gives you a nudge, you may not understand, well, why are you wanting me to do this? Why do you da 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 da? But as I say, try to follow that nudge because spirit sees something that you don't. I didn't know that my hazard lights was on. If it was up to me, I would have just stayed up here because I have no reason to go in my room. Like, it's nothing up there. I'm working right now. I'm supposed to be. And, you know, so I had no reason to go back there, but spirit put itself in me and used my body to go in my room to inform me, hey, go turn your hazard lights off. So we have to, for spirit to use us, to use these vessels, we have to open ourselves up to it, you know, and close ourselves off to the negative, hateful, anything that we don't want to become. We have to like really put it in words like, I do not allow any hateful energies inside of me. I do not allow any mean or evil spirits inside of me or inside of my house or inside of my children or inside of anybody around me in my immediate family, you know. Only good vibes. And I actually have a sign in here that says good vibes only. And what I mean by that, good energy only, good spirits only, you know. And sometimes spirits like to cling, especially if we're not aware that a spirit has been sitting with us for a really long time. It becomes us. So if that spirit won't get out of that person, it's like that person will leave out of your life, you know. So I would just say, if you have people in your life that maybe you do really love them and things of that nature, but they may be more distant with you, just know it's a difference in y'all's frequencies. And once again, energies only want to be around themselves. They only want to be around themselves, okay? So don't take it personal, and I have to even note that to myself. You know, I would say overall I'm a very positive energy. I strive my best to be. I have my down days, and I do be putting people in their place. But overall, I'm a very positive energy. So quite naturally, other people who are very positive, they would and very much enjoy being around me. But people who aren't aligned with me, they're not really going to enjoy my presence. My presence is going to irritate them, and they're going to quite naturally just want to get the fuck away from me. They may not even be able to tell me why they don't want to be around me. It's just they know they don't want to be the fuck around me, you know? And it ain't me, because Lana is cool. It's my energy. It's my spirit, you know? And some people don't like that. Some people don't want to be around it, you know? And it's like, we have to be okay with that, because would you even want somebody like that around you who doesn't like to be around you, who doesn't enjoy your presence, who, you know, y'all spirits are different, you know? We have to be around people who are equally yoked to us, you know? So, we have to fall in love with the spirit, not the person, you know, because we could want a person's physical body around us, their presence, but their spirit, if we truly saw it for what it is, we would fucking run, absolutely run. So fall in love with the spirit, not the person, you know, good vibes only. If you're going to have sex, good vibes only. If you want to have friends, good vibes only. Like, you can feel it. You don't even have to really ask a person questions. You can just feel it. You can feel if a person is filled with positive energy or not. You can feel it. You can feel it. Okay? So, yeah, guys. I got to get back in here on this clock. Y'all did me kisses. Until next time. Toodles.